Hello, good afternoon. You might be surprised, and still I wonder how it has happened, but in 1996 I was a vet, in 1997 a researcher, in 2000 I moved into pharma marketing, and then, thanks to the brave heart of some PwC partners, I became a consultant. Now, some of you might think that indeed I must have had courage when I decided to undertake this path. Nevertheless, I think that to be really courageous, I should rather go backwards now and practice as a vet. However, I'm not going to do it because I think it is still better being advised by a vet than being operated by a consultant. Now, say that. Courage. In my mind, courage is the most powerful natural propeller which has ever been created. It's a tremendous source of emulation and of inspiration. Now, look at this. Mandela. Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid is man-made and can be changed by actions of human beings. Now, further to these reflections, I decided to create my own courage manual, which could help me to understand how courage transforms and develops individuals. And I actually realized that my perception of courage is pretty close to the one of many others. And, surprisingly for me, I discovered that one of those is a great man, Aristotle. He believed courage to be embedded into man's inner nature. However, he also considered that as a will and an executive virtue. Now, I pretty share with this point of view, as courage is often the result of a pressing and urgent matter that has to be solved. And only for the purpose of this courage manual, I reassure you, I decided to transpose this concept into macroeconomics. And following that, countries with low GNP should have pressing matters to solve, and also, therefore, should also concentrate a higher critical mass of courageous human beings. Therefore, I started looking for correlations between GNP of countries and courage. Hopefully I found something, some matrices. These papers, I found two papers which suggest that it could be easier to have courage in a rich countries, for example, such as Sweden, than in a poor one such as Indonesia. This matrix is taken from the Global Creativity Index and illustrates the relationship between entrepreneurship on the y-axis and technology, talent, and tolerance on the x-axis. And these three T's have the highest values up there in Europe and in US, where also entrepreneurship has the highest ranking. Therefore, down here, entrepreneurs need to be very courageous. They need to have an exponential dose of courage if they want to survive, as they need to operate with a very low level of skills and tools. Now, if we take those two countries on another matrix, we'll see that typically the poor Indonesia here has a higher critical mass of materialist individuals, meaning people that value more physical and economical security over freedom of speech, gender equality, and environmental protection. Then, here, in low GNP countries, those physical and economical securities are basic needs and still unmet. There, people need to be very courageous. Now, again, only for the purpose of my own courage manual, I decided to run my own little survey among all the courageous human people I know, 25 men and 25 women. All of them had to pass through major challenges in their life, and all of them knew the result would be used for the TEDxLuxembourgCity. Now, hopefully the rector of the university is not here because otherwise it would kill me, for me drawing conclusion on 50 people only. But as the results, I think, are interesting, I decided to share them with you anyhow. Now, questions. I've asked 2 questions, very simple. Are you a courageous human being? And then, why? Answers. Nearly all my girlfriends responded, and very quickly, while I'll come back to men later. Now, out of 31 respondents, 28 stated that they were courageous or to some extent courageous. However, only 9 responded that they had somehow embedded into their inner nature a natural dimension of courage, mainly consisted into risk-taking attitude or strong ethical principles to defend. The rest stated that life made them courageous. Now, I think that Aristotle would have guessed the same, and he was a wise man, and, by the way, he should have written a courage manual, not me. Now, back to men, as promised. In general, they were not really enthusiastic. They didn't show much enthusiasm about my survey, unfortunately. But here for the proofs. A very dear friend of mine, great risk taker and amazing businessman, responded to me that these kind of surveys should not be done, and that therefore I'm not entirely normal. That's, yeah. Then another one, a very, very courageous guy, told me that he for sure would respond with pleasure to my survey, but only in exchange of me sending his CV around. And the third one, another one, responded that that email for sure wasn't directed to him, but seeing that he likes me a lot, it would be nice to me and respond anyhow. So I was really puzzled by the answers of these male friends, and I tried to understand why. So there you go. Some bright ladies at the Columbia University in New York found out that women are more risk-averse than men in all the domains investigated, except, guess what? Social risks. That actually probably explains, my results, many things in life, the attitude of my male friends, and that those will be put also into my courage manual. Thanks for your attention.